So we're here today, we're talking about partnerships in our city as we tackle the mountain of homelessness together. And today I'm here with Caroline Ward, and she is the By Names List Coordinator. Caroline, I'm so privileged to know you and to have been able to work with you over this last year. You have a huge heart and passion for this area. So maybe as we just start off, maybe tell me why you're in this area and what gives you hope as you work.
It's been such a pleasure to work with you too. Thank you for saying that. Something that drew me to this field is my passion for social justice and my passion for vulnerable populations as well, working with vulnerable populations and supporting the most vulnerable people within our community, and human rights and you know, human housing is a human right, and for me that's something that I'm super passionate about and that I fully believe in. And people who are unhoused are still as equally deserving as everything that we who are housed are privileged to have as well. So that's something that I definitely want to be a part of to create change.
Absolutely, and you know, at my street and I agree with you as well. It's a basic human need, and for anybody to move forward in their life, they need housing, and it speaks of worth and value of a person. Yeah, so we need to fight for those things, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So you are the By Names List Coordinator. Tell me first, what is a By Names List?
Good question. So a by name list is a real-time list of all known and consenting individuals experiencing homelessness in the Fredericton area. So the by name list there is a robust set of data points within this list that we use to do two main things. The first one is to prioritize our housing and services for housing for individuals on this list. So we have a robust set of data points that help us with prioritizing our limited resources. And then the second one is to also collect data points of inflow and outflow of homelessness. So having a by name real-time list, knowing who is experiencing homelessness and where they're at within the system. So we can then use that data of who's actively experiencing homelessness to advocate for housing and resources and policy reform and such. So it gives us a glimpse of that inflow and outflow at a community level.
Okay, so what is your role as the coordinator of the By Names list?
So my role as a coordinator is to manage the by name list and then also develop all policies and protocols relating to this list, and also relating to the coordinated access system. So the by name list is a big piece of the puzzle of our coordinated access system. So it's a step into this system, and the coordinated access system is the way it's going to streamline the process by which individuals access housing and services. And so I also am a part of creating that system and the protocols and policies relating to the system as a whole as well. So a part of that.
So part of the, you coordinate kind of the committee like that comes to the By Names list table. So like tell us kind of who is on that committee like that helps you and makes up that coordinated system.
Yeah, so the By Name List Committee is made up of key community stakeholders. So we have many organizations and partners from around the community around this table. And so that includes partners like the Fredericton Homeless Shelters, the John Howard Society, the Fredericton City Police, we have MB Housing, we have Smythe Street Church, and we also have representatives from the Sun Committee too, and many partners like them who all are all working with individuals who are experiencing homelessness. So these key stakeholders, we all come together and we all kind of bring a piece of the pie within this system. So we're all bringing something to our housing resource inventory, whether that's housing, whether that's coming from the private market rental units, or it could be coming from MB housing, so from social development themselves, a subsidized unit. So bringing housing or bringing supports for that housing. So that would be coming from case managers in all sorts of different sectors. And that committee, that's the committee that I facilitate meetings for. And we are coming together on this table to prioritize our resources and also make decisions relating to the system, and making sure that we are consistent with our practices of intake and assessment and prioritization within this whole system so that we can make it as seamless as possible.
Okay, so take all of that and bring it down to like how does this impact an individual person who's walking through homelessness?
So for an individual person who's walking through homelessness, it would be we're all bringing a piece of that like pathway through homelessness from the first experience of homelessness, or the first time we meet you when you're experiencing homelessness, all the way to when you're becoming housed. So for somebody who's experiencing homelessness, our coordinated access system is going to streamline all of our systems and all of our organizations together so that there's less barriers in between each step to get housing and in between each agency itself. So we're going to have streamlined consent forms so that we can discuss housing related items between agencies so that we can help this individual get through next steps, rather than creating barriers. So it would look like for someone experiencing homelessness to be going to an agency, and rather than being turned away, they would then direct them to the proper agency, because now we're all connected and we all are related and working together.
I love what you're saying here. So there's like mass partnership, connectedness, streamline a smooth path for somebody who finds themselves in this situation. Yeah, that's really a really awesome thing to know that we are developing that in our community, and that it's going to help a person ultimately move out of the homelessness system and get their own place and thrive.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
I just love the partnership thing that happens on the By Names List committee. It's really, really great.
It's awesome.
And I love how you really consider like the unique needs of individuals, in considering when you're matching them to housing, where are they going to do best? You know, what kind of a home are they going to do best in, and providing that client choice, and and making sure they're supported as they leave the system, that they got supports there so that they're going to do well and be successful in their tenancy.
Exactly.
That's such an awesome thing. You're removing all those barriers, you're removing those boulders out of the pathway, so that somebody can have a home and be successful in life.
Exactly. And that's the main benefit of having the by name list is, we know people by name and we know their individual household needs. So knowing each person's situation and how we can, curate those wraparound supports for each person. Where can we help them so that they can thrive in their new home? Yeah. So it is really awesome to see everybody come together and bring a little piece of this puzzle, almost like if you're looking at a road, like having all those pit stops, but making sure that the pit stops are flowing seamlessly, rather than having to jump over hurdles.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome. Yeah. So can you tell me one highlight for you in your work in the last year?
For sure. I would say a main highlight would probably be the community partnerships that I've seen just flourish. Seeing people from working in silos to coming and working as a team and changing our mindsets so that we're, looking at all of our clients as our clients, not my client versus your client. So we've really come together as a community and understood that, you know, we're all working towards the same goal, which is to support our most vulnerable community members in housing, and also where they're at in life right now too, just supporting them and providing community support, and to ultimately hopefully get to the point where we can end chronic homelessness. So
won't that be awesome? That is possible.
It is possible. It is amazing. And you know, a big highlight too, which we were talking about earlier, is Fredericton becoming a Built for Zero community. So Built for Zero is a national change campaign that is working to end chronic and veteran homelessness across Canada. So there's 39 communities across Canada who are Built for Zero communities. And so being a Built for Zero community, we've been able to tap into so many more resources, knowledge, and we've been able to learn from other communities around the country and see what they're doing, learning about, you know, what Penticton is doing, and seeing, okay, can we try that out here? And, you know, that has been a huge highlight. It's been so awesome to, you know, finally jump into that. And it gives you hope, and it...
Yeah, especially hearing like Medicine Hat.
Yes, Medicine Hat reaching functional zero of chronic homelessness. So they functionally ended chronic homelessness, which means that they have 3 or less individuals actively experiencing chronic homelessness in their community for 3 or more months prolonged. So they've reached that, which is an amazing milestone, not only for Medicine Hat in Alberta, but also the rest of Canada. It's crazy, and it shows how far, you know, community partnerships can go, and, you know, hearing what they've done and what worked and didn't work for them, that we can learn from them, is super awesome to hear about. Yeah. So that was a huge highlight for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I agree. Mm-hmm. So as we wrap up here, what main message do you want our church to take away as we continue to partner together?
I would say a main message would be that, you know, homelessness is a very complex issue. Homelessness is caused by a collection of different things, and so it's going to take a community to help and solve the situation. So one person didn't create it, so it's not going to be one person's job to end it. So that's why it's so amazing and important that, you know, the whole community is involved in this, and it's so awesome to see that, you know, Smythe Street Church is involved, because it's a very important issue. You know, your unhoused neighbors are still your neighbors. Yeah. They're still your community members. They're, you know, individual, vibrant people who all have different experiences in life, and one size fits all doesn't work for everybody. And so that's why, you know, our community partnerships, where we all have different things we can bring to the table and different programs, is so important, so that we can, you know, cater to each individual person's current situation. So I would say, you know, just remembering that, you know, sometimes it can feel a bit tiring when we don't have a whole lot of resources as like nonprofits, and also as community members. We never have a lack of empathy and compassion, so that can go a very long way. And I would say, you know, continue to carry that throughout your whole life, and you know, teaching others too would be a huge one. So that's what I would say is, you know, keep it up, and continue to support our most vulnerable, and, you know, use your voice, vote for, you know, people who are aligned with your values, and supporting our most vulnerable. So, and remembering that everybody has their story.
Everybody matters.
Everybody matters, exactly.
Absolutely. Yeah. Carolyn, I just really want to thank you, and also just encourage you as you continue along this work, and any next steps you're taking in your professional journey, and also your personal journey. You just have so much to give, and I've really enjoyed knowing you and working with you, so thank you for that.
Thank you, Jill. I appreciate it. I really appreciate this opportunity, and then also to, work with you. It's been awesome. Yeah. So thank you so much. I'm excited for the future for Fredericton.
Me too.
We've got a lot coming. We have so much down the road, so the work has just started.
Thank you for watching this video and for continuing to support the Care Ministry. God bless you.